What's up everybody, Shoragni here and welcome to the ultimate PC build of 2020. Okay, so starting from the CPU, we have gone with the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. It's an 8-core 16-thread CPU with a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a boost clock of 4.4 GHz. Built on the 7nm Zen 2 architecture, this is one of the best value for money CPUs you can buy right now, even though the 5000 series has been launched in the market. For the motherboard, we have gone with the MSI MPG X570 Gaming Pro Carbon Wi-Fi. Now, for two reasons. First of all is that I will be upgrading this system to a 5000 series CPU. I will be either buying a 5900X or a 5950X. For that thing, you need a good motherboard. This thing has, all the key features that a flagship has while keeping the price low. You have a server grade PCB, which improves the longevity and the stability of any motherboard, and also you have got all the flashy features like Wi-Fi 6 and a good heatsink for your PCI Gen 4 SSD. Now MPG stands for MSI Professional Gaming, but don't get away by the name. This thing is good for everything. For the RAM, we have chosen Corsair's Vengeance Pro RGB 32GB DDR4 memory. We have gone with two 16GB sticks clocked at 3200 MHz. Now this is the CL16 memory sticks, and CL16 means very good if you are using especially the Ryzen CPUs in this case. And the RAMs are from Corsair, so we shouldn't waste any more time talking about how it looks, like how the RGB is, because we already know Corsair does RGB the best way. For the graphics card, we have chosen the GeForce RTX 3070. Now I have got the GIGABYTE OC 8GB version with me. This thing is a very good GPU. This thing's got 5888 CUDA cores, 20 shader teraflops, 40 RT teraflops, and 163 tensor cores for AI processing. Now this thing is claimed by NVIDIA to be faster than the 2080 Ti, and it is. It is, as per my testing, faster than the 2080 Ti. Sometimes the 2080 Ti just beats the 3070 just because it has extra VRAM. But other than that, if you count AI processing or even gaming, this thing goes head to head with their last generation flagship. And I have already made a video about that. You can go and check it out. It will be somewhere down in the description box, linked below. Now for the storage, we have gone with the Kingston A2000 1TB NVMe M.2 SSD. Now this thing's got a 600 TBW rating, which is equal to what you get normally on a Samsung 970 EVO Plus, which means that this thing is a better value for money SSD you are buying, because the Samsung 970 EVO Plus is almost double the price of this thing. This thing's got 2200 and a 2000 Mbps of read and write speed respectively. So for the PSU, we have gone with the Corsair RM750. It's 80 plus gold certified, fully modular, and comes with a guarantee of 10 years, which explains everything. It also comes with all the flashy features like ultra low noise and 0 RPM mode. For the cabinet, we have gone with the Corsair Crystal 680X. This thing is one of the finest cabinets I have used so far and one of the best creations from Corsair. Comes with 3 LL120 RGB fans, pre-installed on the front with one SP120 non-RGB at the back beside the I/O panel of the motherboard. Now this thing is very spacious. You have space for mounting radiators both on the top and the bottom and on the front. And you can also have some distro plates on the back if you want, if you are water cooling. This thing is quite spacious. You have a swivel to open tempered glass side panel, and also you have top and front tempered glass panels. The top tempered glass panel is just above the radiator tray. I have like zero issues with this cabinet. We have a very good spacious airflow on both the front and the top. Now the only complaint that I have with this cabinet is that the standoffs of the top tempered glass. From a company like Corsair, I didn't expect this, but they didn't provide two standoffs for the tempered glass, but I managed it with some Intel AIO standoffs, which was provided inside my cooler box. You have a dust filter for your PSU and all your wires on the side also. Okay, so the RGB on this thing is amazing. I have this like cyberpunk theme set by default, but you can like go with like almost uncountable number of themes. The thing is that you can choose any theme, or you can switch between any RGB preferences with just a click on your keyboard. Now for the cooler, we have gone with the Deepcool Castle 240EX for two reasons. Don't get me wrong, the Wraith Prism cooler that comes out of the box of any AMD CPU is a very good cooler, but if you are using that cooler, use it in like stock settings. Don't overclock the CPU. It is not recommended to use the CPU extensively with that stock cooler provided inside the box. But if you are really overclocking, you need a good cooler, and for that we have gone with the Deepcool Castle 240EX. This thing comes with the highest standard anti-leak patented technology, and Deepcool flashes about it everywhere. They claim that this is the industry standard for cooling, and yes, it is. It works in a different way. You can just pause the screen to see how this thing works, and yes, this thing is really worth it. The thing is that there is some trade-offs with this cooler. You do not get RGB fans with this thing, which I don't really have a complaint about, because if you are really building a good PC with a theme in mind, you wouldn't use the stock fans provided inside the cooler box anyways, and no other such trade-offs. But the pump is something that I can appreciate of. It's got a removable top cover which you can open and change the logo. If you want to have a customized logo or something like that to add a bit of personality to your build, you can definitely have one. Now coming to the peripherals, for the keyboard we have chosen the Corsair K70 Mark II RGB mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX blue switches, and for the mouse we have gone with the Corsair M55 RGB Pro Ambidextrous gaming mouse with up to 12,400 dpi. For the monitor, we have chosen the LG 27UL650. This is a gorgeous, beautiful display from LG. It's a 4K 27-inch IPS panel with HDR10 certification, display HDR 400 certification, and 5 milliseconds of response time, AMD FreeSync, and this is one of the few monitors that promise 5 milliseconds and give 5 milliseconds, because other monitors I have tested with 5 milliseconds of response time have this that giving like more than the standard response time I got with this thing was somewhere between 11 to 16 ms, which is quite normal. But other monitors that I have tested so far with 5 milliseconds of response time have like the 25 to 30 milliseconds of response time that you normally get, which is not good for anything. We are using a headset with this thing, and we are using the Sennheiser HD200 Pros. These are one of the best value for money, value oriented and quality oriented headsets that you can buy right now, and is still top priority among budget headsets in the market. There's a little bit of stuff to talk about at the end, but before that, enjoy the showcase. That's it. That wraps up this video. Now the final question that comes in your mind is the purpose of this build. Now I built this PC for AI and machine learning. That is the main reason of this thing. I love to play games, that is a fact, of course, but I don't really have a bunch of games and stuff like that. But yes, I am working on the 3070 review. By this time I have worked a lot on the 3070 review. By the time you're watching the video, the 3070 review is almost half done. But the thing is, gaming is kind of like a passion, a way of spending time, not much of like, playing for 3 hours continuous to, relieve stress or something like that. I just play games to spend much time, and I am kind of like that storyline person based games. And yes, I play FPS, I play Valorant and CSGO, but That's just for having fun with friends and nothing much more. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.